get it to you. So what we do, and again, I'm logged in here as a manager. We go into administration, and we go into approval procedures. There's two things you have to set. There's the stages and the templates. These other two we'll talk about later. Basically, the status report is designed for the originator. So in this case, Amanda is the one going to create the PO. So the status report is so Amanda can see what's going on, which one of her POs got approved, which ones got rejected, and so on. That's called the decision report.
And she would always go to administration.
Right. Now, this is they can run. No, they'll be able to run this. So, for example, the originator is Amanda. So in this case, she can run this report and kind of see what's going on. So you can see we've done some testing here. Okay. So you can see this one was generated today but not approved. This is the one I just did probably today. If I click here. Yeah, see here? This is generated and this is approved. Okay, and so on. These are pending and stuff. This report, which we'll get into more detail later on, and it shows you all the different stages, is for her. We're going to go through the whole process. This report right here, the approval decision report, is for the person actually deciding on the approval procedure. And again, we'll go into this later on. So the things that you need to set up are the stages and the templates. Okay? So let's kind of review that. Let's go to the stages. So I created a simple stage here. I called this stage 1. Okay, I gave it a description. I just called it Caesar. These are the authorizers, which means these are the people that can approve. So right now, I only have Caesar on stage 1. The number of approvals required is 1. What you can do is add an alternate here. Like, for example, if I was to put the manager per se, you can do that. And then you can say number of approvals required is 1. So that means at least one of these people have to do that. If you have 3 on here, you can do 2 out of 3. Okay? I'm just going to leave it as it is. So stage 1 is we see that it has to be approved. So the PO that gets entered by Amanda has to be approved, stage 1, which is Caesar. All right? And then we have stage 2, which is Sandra. And then we have a stage 3, which is Victor, and a stage 4, which is Eduardo. So those are the 4 stages set up. So that's all you really need to do. To create a stage, you just go here and you would click Add. You give it a name and a description, and then here you can just tab, and you can search all the people.
All right, Dennis. Right. So this is what we're gonna do in, the A&E database.
In the other company, right? I did this. Yeah,
we're gonna go to Okay, so this is exactly
you're going to go to all the companies and create this.
Okay.
Can add that.
Yeah, you're going to go to all the companies. I only have it in this one database. You can create this and you can set this stuff up and then you can make them active later. So the stages are just basically those things. So again, to recap it, we have stage 1, which is going to be Caesar has to approve it. And then stage 2, Sandra has to approve it. Stage 3, Victor has to approve it. And then stage 4, Eduardo has to approve it. So that's the stages. Now, once you create the stages, here is the actual templates right here. So what I did is, and I combined since the first 2 are the same amount, I put these 2 together. So here I created stage 1, 2. All right. Now, this is the key, the template. And again, you can make the template active. So you can set them all up first and then do a test and then make them active. The originator, who is the one that has to get the approval? So in this case, it's Amanda. And again, you can search and pick them off the list. So this is the originator. This is who is going to do it. So if Amanda creates this, these are the documents. So we're just using the purchase order. You can have multiples on here. So if Amanda creates a purchase order, and now here I've got the 2 stages, because remember what this is, it has to go through stage 1, stage 2. You can change the order of these by doing this, okay, if you ever wanted to. So what this is saying is that, and then here is the key. The key is you have to link the query. Okay, so what I do is I have a query that says under 3,000. And the way that works is you just double click on it and you would select the queries. Okay, so we have to move the queries over.
So the queries that you created are not there yet?
No, I'm going to move those in the other companies. I'll just copy them. But you're going to see, basically, the queries are going to be...
PO under 3,000 as an option.
Yeah, there's going to be 3 queries. There's going to be PO under 3,000, which is the stage 1 and stage 2 combined, because there's no... And then the second, stage 3, uses the PO between $3,000 and $10,000, because that's stage 3, which says if the PO is greater than $3K. And then stage 4 is going to be if it's over $10,000. Right? I'll move those into all the companies for you.
Okay.
So now we have that. So that's stage, that's this one. Let me just leave it here. If I go to...
Dennis, real quick, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Would I have access to this test database so I can mimic it if I need to go back and forth?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Is this Javier?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are in it. What I did, just so you know, is I changed, okay, the logins for Amanda, Caesar, Sandra, Victor, and Eduardo, I changed the password to be the same as the manager, which is easier for me. You can see I have them all open down here along the bottom. But yeah, you have complete access to this. So now, the next one is stage 3. Again, I just called it stage 1-3. But the same thing. Now, it's going to be Amanda. So again, if Amanda enters a purchase order, now it's going to go to stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. And in the terms, I'm using this one here.
Right.
And then finally, for stage 4, again, the originator, Amanda, the documents being the purchase order, stage 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the terms. Okay? So what we did basically is we created, in this case, 3 approval procedures because there's 3 criteria. The first approval procedure has stage 1 and 2 combined because that's if the PO is less than 3,000. The second approval procedure is stages 1, 2, and 3 if the PO is between 3,000 and 10,000.
Right.
And then stage 4 is if the PO is greater than 10,000, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, which is this one right here. Okay? So that's it. That's all you got to set up. So what you got to do is, again, just create this. When you open up the other companies, you just set it up this way. Okay? And again, you make them all active. So let's see how it works. All right? So I'm going to go here, and I'm logged in as Amanda. So we're going to create a purchase order. I'm just going to grab the last one, and you can see how that one got approved.
What does Amanda have to in SAP?
Just purchase orders. Okay. Yeah, what we purchased was...
She was the first one on the flow here. Yeah, because again, you have to. This is a mimic of A&E. So again, I'm just going to go here and do a data duplicate. Okay. And let's just going to grab the first one here. Okay, so I'm going to make this one $2,500. All right, so that means this PO, now, the way it works is when she goes to add this PO, when she clicks add, she gets this little box. And you can see the stage 1, 2. You can put a remark. I'm going to put, so we can see, I'm going to put under 3,000. All right. They click OK. Okay, and basically what happens is the purchase order is actually saved as a draft, and that's what those reports come in. So it's
Amanda
saved
has
as a draft.
To write, I'm sorry, Dennis. Amanda has to write under 3,000?
No, she does not have to write anything. I'm just doing it so we can follow it.
Okay.
She does not have to write.
Okay.
Let's do another one.
It could have been.
I'm writing at this. We'll leave this one at 5,000. Okay, so now when I click add, this should go to the 1-3. And you don't have to type this. I'm just typing it. So I can see it, and so I know which POs are which. Okay, so I'm going to say between. See the stage 1 and 3? So I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to create one more. And I'm going to make this, say, 12,000. I'm going to click Add. And you can see how it grabs those different stages. And again, you do not have to write in this remark. The remark comes over. I'm going to write it. Okay, so that's it. So now what happens is those are in the system waiting for the approval. We talked about the report. So for example, if you go to, now this is what the originator will do. The originator will use the status report. So the originator can go in here and say, they give me Amanda. And again, you can do all this pending generated. So you can say, like in this case, let's look at pending. Okay, so she runs this report. These are all the things that are pending here. And again, there's some old stuff here, but these should be the ones today. The only thing is, now this confuses people too, because what happens is these document numbers are just draft numbers, so they kind of just use the same number here, but this would be the actual draft numbers internally here you'd look at. So again, if we open up this PO, you can see that this PO is pending. It's in draft mode, which means that it hasn't been approved, nothing. It's sitting there. So it's right there. This one here, again, the same thing. This is pending. And then this one's pending. So this report is for the originator because, again, if Amanda comes in and she wants to know what's going on, she can always run this report. And then at least she can go, and if you expand this, you can see kind of, and that's why I put the little note. Again, just making it easier for me, but see if you put that little note, see right here, they show up. So I just put it for myself, and it shows the templates. So you can see here that she's got this one here waiting to be approved with the stage. She's got this one and this one. All right. So that's what that actually does. Okay. So now let's go here, and I'm logged in as Caesar. See why this takes a little while for these alerts to come up. We have to fix. See, Sandra got them right away because there's something I gotta check, but their licenses doesn't let me do it. What happens here is that when you set up in the general settings, see this message update? Yep. This, even though it's here, it's by user. So we have to make sure, I have to go make sure everybody is set to, I got to see how to make that 0 because this is the update message minute. The default is 5 minutes. So if this is set at 5 minutes, the alert will wait 5 minutes before it actually triggers for the approval procedure. But for some reason, I can't, I guess because of their licenses, like for example, if I go here and I try to get in, not under Amanda, if I go here and I try to go in, see, I guess because they're using, I guess this person is not using a professional license. So we got to find out what. So let's give that a few minutes.
I mean, all of these are going to be the limited logistics.
I know. So I got to go in and I got to find a global way of setting that up because logistics doesn't have access to that. Okay. So let me talk to you guys here.
Yeah, because that could be a problem because, I mean, they're not going to be, they're not a frequent user, so they're not going to be in SAP for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you can see Sandra here is the stage 2. Yep. All right. Well, actually, you know what it might be? Let me see. I might have a double check. This might work. I might be mistaken because maybe it's triggering stage 2 for us. We may have to switch. Oops. We may have to switch the order of these things out of curiosity. Maybe going from the bottom. Okay, anyway, let's check that. So, okay, let's go here because see Caesar, okay, this is good. Okay, so here's Caesar. See, they came in. It took a little while. Okay, so here's Caesar. All right, so he's going to get this. So he's going to click on it. So he's gotten all three, again, because he's responsible for everything. So notice if you click on here, and again, you can see the note. So when he comes in here, you have an option. Okay, you can leave it pending and do it off the decision report later on. All right? You can approve it. Once you approve it, it'll go to the next stage. If you do not approve it, if you select not approve, it gets rejected. The key with the approval process is once you approve it, you can't make changes to the document. So for example, if this one here, if you look at the document, let's say, and they made a mistake, they used the wrong GL account or the amount was wrong, you want to reject it. All right? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to approve it. You notice when I click approve, you're going to see this is going to go from stage 1 to stage 2. When I click update, this is going to go to stage 2. So let's see, Caesar is, okay. See, I went to stage 2, and I can't do anything now because I'm not stage 2, it's grayed out. So that one went to stage 2. This one here, we're going to do the same thing. This is the one that's between. So we're going to send this one to stage 2. Again, you can see that. And we're going to send this one. So what I'm doing is I'm moving them along. I'm approving stage 1.
Yep.
It's going to stage 2. Notice now I can't do anything because Caesar is only stage 1, so he's out. He can't do stage 2. All right, so now we go here. This is Sandra, who is stage 2. So the same thing. She's going to have all of them. When I open up this one, you can see it's at stage 2, and I'm going to approve it. Now notice that this first one, when I click update, it didn't go to stage 3. And see it says okay? Because this first one was less than $3,000.
Right.
So this first one, through stage 1, stage 2, and it's done. Okay, which means now, yes.
That's a quick question. Okay, so Sandra comes in here, and she has these alerts for her approval. She clicks on the purchase order. Can you go ahead and click on it again?
Yeah. Well, if you go to Sandra, see what happens? Sandra's going to get this. Okay. She's going to say that the document was approved.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And then, right. Then she hits add because this first document for $2,500 was approved by stage 1. It says once the document goes through its complete approval process, the originator gets this. Okay, and then now they have to add the document. So remember, what the approval procedure does is it stops the process. So normally I would create a purchase order and click add, and then the purchase order would be added. With the approval process, when I go to add the purchase order, it triggers the process. And then once the process is complete, I'm back to my add mode. So here when I click add, see now I've just added the actual PO. If you look here, here's the actual PO that was just added. See here? And it's PO number 21, and it's approved. So that's it. So this one went through the final test.
Yeah, because I was just confused. I was just confused because when you were at Sandra's screen where she was approving them, can you go to Sandra's screen, please?
Yeah. This one's fine.
Okay, so if she's here and she sees that she needs to request, can you click on one that requires her approval?
Yeah. See, this one here, like this one here is already done. So if I click on this one, and if I click here, that was the first one.
Okay, so she sees
it. Yeah. See how this is grayed out? Yeah. Again, it looks weird, but I'm doing them all at the same time. But see how this is grayed out?
Yeah.
So this has already been approved. Okay.
Okay, Dennis, hold on 1 second.
Can you open that up again, please?
No, what I'm saying is when she's going to approve something, one that you haven't already approved, one of the black ones.
Okay, this one right here hasn't been approved. It's pending.
When she's looking at this and it needs her approval, where's the detail for it for her to know?
Just click right here.
Okay, that's what I want to know.
Right. See, it's draft pending.
She needs.
Exactly.
Okay.
This is what she looks at everything. And again, the message is here, if she rejects this, clicks not approve, she can type a little message here saying, you know, Amanda, you need, Trevor, Amanda, you're using the wrong GL account. You use a GL account 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, 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 and you can reject it. The key is, very important, if you want to make a change, you must reject.
Reject, right.
Approved, yeah, and I've had that battle with SAP for years. I disagree with that, but it creates problems for people on the sales side because you should be able to make a change and just go through the process again, but that's a different story. So now she's going to click, now remember, this is stage 1, 3, so now when she clicks approves and she clicks update, this is going to go to stage 3. Okay, because remember, this was the one. Okay, so see, again, now it's in stage 3. Since she's not a stage 3 person, she can't do anything. This one here, same thing. This is the 1 through 4. So I'm going to click this, and again, I can look at it here. Again, this is the 12,000. So here we're going to go and we're going to approve it. So it's going to jump also to stage 3. Okay, let's just do these real quick. This is the one that they just came in a different one. This is under $3,000. So this is going to be a final again.
Yep.
Remember, this is stage 2. So once I approve it and I click update, it doesn't go to stage 3, and you get this little OK. This one was the between. So this is a stage 3. Those old ones are from the reason why they're 6 because before I called you, I did a test real quick. That's why there's more of them. But the same thing here. This is the between. So once I approve it, it's going to jump to stage 3. And this one is the over, so it's also going to jump to stage 3.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So now stage 3 is Victor. Okay. So, and again, see these are coming in. Again, the first 3 are from right before I called you. See how another one came in? Those are just from today. See this last one that just popped in real quick is the one we just did. See the over? Because he now is stage 3. So what we should see on stage 3 is, I'm just going to approve them all. Again, stage 3 is because it's $5,000.
Yep, between 3 and 10.
Right. So again, we're going to click approve, and when we click update, remember we don't go to stage 4.
Right, because it doesn't exceed that final threshold.
Exactly. If we do this one, yeah, this is 12. This will go to stage 4. These are the ones I did right before I called you. I have to, because some of the users are set for that 5-minute delay. So, okay, so that one, see, went to stage 4. Let's see what this one is. This is another between. So this should be it. Again, that's okay. So then we'll do that. Then here is stage 4. So again, we have 1 for stage 4. So now the only thing sitting in stage 4, which is Eduardo, should be the one that's over 10,000. Okay, and that's stage 4. So we can approve it that way. And again, once I click update, you can see it's done. What's going to happen to Amanda, since she's the originator, she's going to get all this information. You can see that this one got approved, this one got approved, this one got approved, and so on. So she's going to get this information. Once she gets this information, what she can do here is, again, once she gets this, she can click on here, open it, and then she can add it. Okay?
So once it's approved, she still has to go in and add.
She has to add, yes. Once it's approved, she has to add it. Because remember, with the approval process...
Gary?
Yes.
Gary, I'm sorry,
Go
Dennis.
Yes.
Is it possible for SAP to send an email letting them know that they have something pending in SAP to approve?
Out of the box, no, but I think we can probably do it because I think we did it for somebody else.
Yeah, because they don't normally go in there.
Email. Yeah, I know. We'd have to send an email on this.
Okay.
Now, what they can also do, again, this is kind of like online as it happens in real time, but you don't you could, like you said, be away from the office, and I'm the approval. Let's say I'm whatever. I'm Victor, and I come in here, And what I can do, or I'm Eduardo, where is it? You can go to this decision report, and you can do this. Oh, let me go back here. Okay, if I do this, you can see what's pending. See the stage 1, stage 3? Eduardo's stage 4. So let me go to a stage 3 person. See, he can't change anything because he's not part of that stage. But if I go to stage 3, which is Victor, so basically the decision report allows the approver to do it like, instead of doing, you can see them all, if you click here, you can see right here. And again, see how he's only the stage 3 are highlighted?
Yep.
So what you can do is, instead of doing it one at a time, let's say Victor comes in, okay? He comes in and he says, oh, I got 2 things here to approve. And he can do the same thing. He can look at the document right here. Okay, I'm good with that one. He can just go here and approve. You can look at the document right here. Okay, I'm good with that one. And I can do that. And he can click update. And he can do it kind of like as a batch process. And the report shows, if you look at everything, it gives you a history of, and again, the ones that are open is because it relates to, in this case, Victor's a stage 3. It relates to Victor. But you can look at approved, you can look at pending, you can look at rejected, all this kind of stuff. Once it starts getting going, I mean, again, this is just the test data. We've been approving everything. But you can look at what's pending to be approved. You can look at what pending means basically is pending means that it was approved here, but it wasn't added.
Oh, okay.
So if you see a pending, like let me see which ones, it's hard to tell because all these numbers here are the same, but like this one here. See, if I go here, and then it'll switch. That's what the pending means. It really makes more sense on that person. I'm not that actual person. But again, you can use these decision reports, and everything you do. See here now, the originator Amanda is going to get this. So you can see that Amanda, she got approved, and it's showing the last stage here. So all Amanda would do now is come here
and add,
and say, okay, and add.
Or she can go to her status report. She can go to her status report and see which ones haven't. Okay.
Exactly. So if she goes to her status report and goes to approved, I think it's approved.
She'll know which one she needs to add.
Exactly.
Can she add them
You
from
can do
here?
it that way. I don't know if you can add from here. No, you have to add from the actual document. That's the only thing. Here you have to add the documents. And see that actual number down there? Yeah, this I know E-Entertainment had a problem with this because the draft numbers here, they all say like 21. But what happens is when you do this and you click and you actually add it, down below you're going to see the actual number was 24. That was the actual PO number. So that's how you can tell. So it's approved. So now this PO is in the system. Now there's a regular PO. And then what they can do is they can, later on, they can copy this to an AP invoice and do all their AP invoice stuff.
They can copy it to AP invoice, or our accounts payable associate can copy it to AP invoice?
Well, yeah, Amanda can't.
She shouldn't.
Yeah, whoever is the accounts payable person can.
Okay. Because
Amanda can't do it because you notice.
With the limited logistics, she wouldn't even have that opportunity.
No. Yeah, you can see that what happened when I tried to do that.
So now my question, Dennis, is Amanda creates the PO. It's approved by the appropriate approvers.
Right.
How does the account payable associate know to copy to an AP invoice?
We're going to create an alert, okay, for that. We'll have to create an alert that once the PO is approved, we're going to do an alert. That's actually in the alerts kind of work like the approval procedures. See, we got to do a little query because, see, the alerts allow you to do an actual email, but the approval procedures don't. So what we do is, I'll have Hugo do this. What we do is we create an alert that triggers based on the approval template so we can send an email. Because this INT is the internal stuff. This is the box you see popping up here. See here? This is your internal. And then here we're going to do the actual emails. So here you would actually email the person. What we're going to do is we're going to create an alert that triggers that. We've done that for other clients. Like, that's a typical thing. Like, the AP people have most of our clients in AP that work with merchandise have an alert that when there's a goods receipt PO comes in, so when the warehouse does a goods receipt, the AP department gets an alert that a good receipt has been created. So they know, oh, okay, the merchandise just got into the warehouse today. They received the merchandise. I should be getting an AP invoice in the next couple of weeks. So we'll set that up for you. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm actually recording this session so I'll email it to you. I'll get you the recording.
So then,
yeah, that's basically the thing. So go ahead.
Well, okay. So then the AP associate gets the invoice. This is where we were saying that we wanted a second set of stages, right? In case, what if the actual purchase is made and it exceeds the approved purchase order? They approved it for $5,000, but now it comes in and they actually pay $6,000. Now what?
Let's see here.
Because that's where we were saying where it has to go through another set of one more set of approval to make sure that it's in accordance.
So you're saying, like, yeah, this one is $12,000. You're going to click. Yeah, I mean, we'll just create another approval process behind it. And
exactly. That's what we're saying.
Let me just say 25.
And I think I sent you that second approval process behind it.
Yeah, let me see. I didn't do that one, but so you want to make this say 15. Oh, hold on. I made a mistake. Let's see here.
Copy two.
Give me a weird thing here. Let me see what. That's weird. I don't know. There must be something stuck in there. So yeah, what you do now, so you do that. So when you add this, see, right now it's going to let you add it without a problem.
Yep.
Okay. So what we need to do is, which is okay, we need to say that. So the second series will look here. So if we try to add this AP invoice, we'll create an alert process. I didn't actually do that one yet. I got to look at that one. But we'll create an alert process that if the AP invoice is different from the purchase order, then we can do the same process. Again, it's all based on the queries. So as long as we trigger that query, we just create another set of approval procedures after it and do it that way. So you'll trigger that. Otherwise, if it's the same, we won't do anything.
If it's the same, if it's the same, I think we had it set up so that. Hold on 1 second.
I'll have to review that one, but.
Yeah, we had it set up so okay. So if it exceeds that original amount, then it has to go back to where did I have this at? I just had it out. I'm sorry, I just had it out and then I misplaced it. Is it? Here it is. Yeah. We had it set up so that once from approval flow 1, the stages, the AP associate gets it, and as long as it's in accordance with the approvals and it's the same amount, then it only gets approved by the budget manager. So it only had, and I sent you that as I labeled it approval flow 2.
Oh, okay, I got to look at that one here.
Yeah. If it failed, meaning if it exceeded the amount, then it needed all the approvals again, but at the level of the AP associate, so that the AP associate doesn't have to be notified again. She's involved. She's there.
Okay. So basically, at that point, once the AP invoice is different, like for example, in this case, the originator Amanda is out of the picture.
Exactly.
She's only for the PO.
Yep.
So what happens is now she does this PO for $10,000. You get the AP invoice for $12,000. Then we need to trigger the AP side of it.
Right.
Yeah, actually, we just got to create another set. That shouldn't be that difficult.
We got to trigger so that it goes through the approvals again.
Yeah, so now that AP invoice has to go, remember, because you can change so that AP invoice got to go through the approval again. Exactly. So then if I say, okay, I understand, it's okay. I know the PO was for $10,000, but it's $12,000. Okay, I'm going to let it go, and I approve it. If otherwise you just say no, then you reject it, and then you do the same thing. So, okay. I obviously didn't do that one. I was so concentrated on this one.
Yeah.
But now I know the process. I'll work on that.
And the thing we said, too, though, is we said that when the AP associate, if it doesn't change, if the amount doesn't change and the amount is the same as the original amount, we actually still had it going to the budget manager.
Yeah, we could do that, again, because the query, all we do is we write a query saying, that query would just say, if the total of the, whatever the base are equal, it does it. The trick with these is what makes it set up, but what makes it really complicated is, and again, that's why you can do alerts and approval procedures for almost anything. The key is the queries behind it, because what they do, if you notice on a template here, if you put always, like it'll always do it. Like I had one client that every time the girl entered an AP invoice, it always went through the process because they wanted to check it because she made mistakes. When the following applies, you have some out-of-the-box stuff here. Like if you say if the gross profit is less than or equal to 10%, you can do those, some out-of-the-box simple things for.
Yep.
Like here, deviating. And again, this is more on the sales side, like deviating from credit limit. And then what you do here is, when you open up is when you actually write the queries. This is where the query. So once you, like for example, you would just double click on that. You would grab, just again, click OK on the query and see now the queries is linked to it.
Yep.
So yeah, that's actually what makes the approval procedures really, really good.
Yeah.
And the alerts. The alert and approval works kind of the same way. The difference is the alert doesn't stop the process. So you can actually do this technically on the alerts, okay? If you just wanted to, whatever reason, so you just open, when you create an alert, you open the save query, and you can do the same thing. The difference is the alert will just, like if I set you up, if I check here, like let's say Caesar, every time a PO that's less than 3,000 is created, Caesar's just going to get alerts saying, hey, this PO was created, but it's not going to stop the process. That's the difference. The alerts just let you know what's going on, but they don't stop the process. The approval procedure actually stops the process.
Yeah.
So you can kind of do a combination. You may want to, how you use out of the blue, you may want to say, okay, I'm not involved in the approval process for POs over 10,000, but I just really want to know when a PO over 10,000 was created. Then what you can do is you can create an alert, use that same query, and what happens is you're just going to get the pop-up. Okay, you're not going to be involved at all in the approval process, but you're just going to get this little pop-up like these. That's what these are. See here, they're coming from the server. These are alerts. Okay, these are alerts that are coming from the actual servers. So you can create alerts. Alerts are kind of cool. A lot of people have. They just kind of keep an eye on things. Like they just want to know if a PO is over 10,000, just out of curiosity. And again, you can do it that way.
Okay, so if we wanted alerts, we create the alerts on our side, Dennis? Or do you have to write a query?
No, you could use this, like, for example, if you want to use those same queries, you can. I mean, but if you want to do an alert, there are some, again, out-of-the-box alerts. Like
the one that we're
budget.
Like the one specifically we're talking about to the AP associate. Is that an out-of-box alert, or?
Well, that'd be part of the approval process.
Okay.
No, we just got to create an approval for that using the same queries.
So the
I'll
alerts
work on
that
that
you're
one
talking
here.
about, the alert management that you're talking about right now is more just so people have like they're kept in the loop of what's going on.
Exactly. What the alert does, if I create an alert and I send you here the alert, the alert does not stop the process. All it does is, like here, if I send you an email and I say here, like in this case, let's say deviate from discount. Let's say if on a sales order, okay, I give more than a 5% discount, you're going to get an alert. It's not going to stop the person. They're still going to enter the sales order with a 5% discount. They don't even know it, the person.
Yeah.
Kind of like you're spying on them, in a way. I'm sitting there entering sales orders, and I'm giving a 6% discount. It's not going to tell me anything, but you're going to get an alert saying, hey, Dennis just entered a sales order, and he deviated from the discount of 5%. And you'll just get an alert. That's all. It doesn't stop the process.
That email there is an alert. It's not an actual email.
No. The alerts, and this is what we have to link the two. The alerts, the INT is the internal, is this. Internal message here. The email is the actual email. This will actually email outside of SAP.
Okay.
SMS is for a mobile device, and again, nobody uses faxes anymore, but technically I can send you a fax if I had a software, a faxing software, but nobody really uses that anymore.
Okay.
So what we do, since it's not here, because here it doesn't work, so what we do is we do a combination of an alert with the approval. So we have an alert that reads the approval, so when an approval triggers, what happens, you're going to get both. Like, for example, here, see, all this stuff here is the internal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So Caesar's getting internal. So what we do is we kind of link that when this request for a document approval comes into the internal, we link that to an alert, which then sends it to the email. So they'll actually get it in their Outlook or whatever email they're using. Because that's the only disadvantage of the approvals is that they're designed, and again, they're designed for exceptions. So a lot of people have that problem. They go, oh, but I'm not in the office, I'm not in the office. Maybe I'm only there 2 days a week. So what we do is at least we can get an email. So they'll get an email and stuff on that. So any other questions for right now?
No, not for right now. I think once we get those next stages in there, I think it's pretty straightforward on how to build it. But I think we might need to see it again as far as adding those next stages.
Yeah, of course. We'll do it again. If you want, be here tomorrow or Monday. Took a little time off. But if you want, next week, like you guys want to go through it, you want me just to come there for an hour or so one day?
I think once we have it, I think what a good idea with Dennis would be is once we have it all set, right? Once we have it set up the way we want it set up, that we bring in our marketing team and we go through it. Because that way, if you're here and they have questions, you can better answer it than we can because we're going through this for the first time. We're seeing this for the first time. Yeah, we might be able to tell them, go here, go there, but we don't have the actual background knowledge to say, okay, this is what you do in this situation. This is what you're going to do in that.
That's fine. Yeah, that's good. And again, what we can do here, remember, we only set this up for Amanda, so what we can do is we can set it up in this test thing for a couple other people too, just to see. I mean, we can do a couple, and then eventually we'll have to move this to all the actual companies. So yeah, you can use this company here. It's just if you see, it's this right here. It's just called a PO test. We just made a copy before.
And we have
basically everything's there. I'm sorry, repeat that?
We have access to PO test?
Yes, it's there. Everybody has it.
Okay.
You can just log in and practice, and that's what we'll probably do too. Is once we get the other ones too, we'll want to run a couple tests, and then when we feel comfortable, we'll just we can activate it in all the other companies. So we should be good to go.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds good, Dennis. So I think the next step is just to let us know because I'm out tomorrow myself, and I'm out tomorrow, Friday, and possibly Monday. So I think the next steps would be once you update the second stages and the alert for the AP associate, then you, me, and Olga will talk again. We'll go through it quickly, make sure everything's in order, and then from there we'll set up a training for the marketing team.
All right, sounds good.
Dennis, I appreciate you taking time out today and going through this with us. It looks good. I know